How are you ding-dong diddly doing there, gamerinos? I hope you're having a flanderific day. Just finished watching Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Emotionally draining, yet again. Like, I mean, you've got everything going on with Helm's Deep, and... oh. I think that one's my favorite out of the trilogy. Oh, I gotta remember to go on and take a look at the new games for this month. I haven't even done that. I'm interested to see what games are out there. Or wait, I think I know what it is, and one of them is Destiny 2, which is, not very excited about that. But I don't know what the other one is, so... maybe it'll be something good. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm super curious, because I feel like it's been a while since I've gotten a really good PS Plus game. It might have been this, Pressure Wash Sim. That might have been the last really good PS Plus game I got. Because they're always very hit or miss, you know. Oh, geez, I missed some up here. Can I get down on this ledge? Can I get down on this ledge? On this ledge? On this ledge? Yeah, there we go. Okay, or not. Whatever, it looks clean enough. You know what else is really unfortunate? I don't know when I'm gonna watch Return of the King. I don't know, maybe I'll watch it on Thursday, I'll have to see. My schedule's kinda switched up for this week, so... Oh, did I already get all of that? Musta. Yeah, and it appears I'm gonna be working, by myself there one day. Which should be fine as long as no one wants anything, like, super expensive. Because I'm gonna be honest, I just don't know what to tell them. Hello there, Marvelous. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? Oh, you know it. I was going to do, maybe some, Star Wars, but then I was like, I just watched Two Towers, not Return of the King. And it was very emotionally draining. So I needed something kinda relaxing. Ooh, cookies, nice. What kind of cookies? Okay. Well, I mean, it's a classic. It's like saying, oh, just chocolate ice cream, you know. Oh yeah, no, I'm feeling the relaxation already. No, I was all like, whew, it was bad, you know. Going through the highs and the lows of Helm's Deep and all of that. Is the emergency sign not its own individual thing? Oh, okay. Oh no. Well, then that means they must have been pretty good. What am I cleaning? Oh. I got this album today by Bo Hansen, I think. I don't know, it's Swedish. Hanson. I think it's just Hansen. But anyway, it's like this concept album, and it's music inspired by Lord of the Rings. And it's a pretty cool album. I like this Swedish album. It's just called Music Inspired by Lord of the Rings by Bo Hansen. I think that's the only real Swedish artist I can think of. Except for, I guess, Miyagi something. I can't tell you any of his songs, but I know he's supposed to be like some guitar god. No! No, I got the vinyl, the LP. It's really cool. The cover's like, I guess, Frodo's hand, because the ring is in it, and then like you can see Shadowfax and Saruman like howling in the wind, and yeah, it's cool. Well, if you're into Lord of the Rings shit like I am. Yeah, depending on what you get, it can be pretty expensive. A lot of new presses are kind of expensive, but depending on, I don't know, because there's some stuff that it's way cheaper to get with a new press, and then there's other stuff where it's way cheaper to get like the original copy. Oh my gosh, yes, a true fan. I can tell. I have to agree, the director's cut of the movies are so much better than the theatrical cut. It cuts out so much for Boromir. It's just tragic. And even Faramir, too. He really gets the chance to show his quality more. Oh, they're amazing. Some of the best movies that you will ever watch, I guarantee it. Like, it has the ultra stamp of approval, I can tell you that much. Just everything is so well written, and the characters are so good and memorable, and there's always new stuff to find, like when you're re-watching through the movies. It's great. Plus, like I said, some things in the movie are just absolutely tragic. I saw the scene where Viggo Mortensen breaks his toe. Well, I can tell you this is a pretty good one, or a pretty good film series. I think it still holds, or at least Return of the King does. I think it holds the record for like the most awards won by one singular movie in a singular year. I want to say it did something crazy, like won like 13 plus awards or something like that. Like, it's peak. Yeah, it was kind of the MCU before the MCU was a thing and went to shit. So it's pretty impressive. Yeah, big time. And it's stuff that they could totally fix. Absolutely, without a doubt. It's definitely a grave they're purposefully digging for themselves. Oh my god. Well, Marvelous. I have seen Madam Web firsthand, and I can tell you that even though it's not Marvel, it is shit. It may be one of the all-around worst movies that I have ever seen. It failed to be a superhero movie, and it failed to be a good movie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It gave me, like, eye cancer, and it's spreading to my brain. There's this one... Okay, I gotta tell you this, because this is one of the dumbest parts of the movie, I think. So, she's like this fugitive from the law, right? Because they think that she has kidnapped these girls and has, like, beat the shit out of a bunch of police officers. So, she finds out that the bad guy went to Peru to get his Spider-Man powers. So she's just like, oh, I'm gonna go to Peru. And she just goes to Peru. It's never explained why she has to go to Peru. Or, like, to what end? What does this do for her? It's never explained. Until, like, she gets there, and obviously it's worth her going. But yeah, she just kind of decides she has to go there because. And like I said, international flight out of the country and into the country while she's a fugitive from the law. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, I was the same way, yeah. I mean, I guess I still could be an MCU fan if they want to, like, try redeeming their ways. They want to go back to telling good stories with compelling characters. Like, yeah. Yeah, she was in the Amazon rainforest, researching spiders. Unfortunately, that line is not in the movie. That deadpan ass line. It's so funny. Oh shit, what dinged? Oh, cabin trim, cool. Fair enough, yeah, Daredevil was one of my favorite MCU projects. Well, it's technically not even an MCU project anymore. I think it's decanonized. It's like, really? But this was like one of the best things you ever put your name on, though. But yeah, absolutely loved Daredevil. The Punisher was good. Honestly, I know it wasn't everyone's favorite, but I even liked Luke Cage. And the first season of Jessica Jones was really good. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, though, is they, like, respected the character, they respected the villain, and they went out and they told a good story. It really is just that simple. But they gotta go through and do stupid shit. Like destroying, sorry. Like destroying Wanda's character. Just absolutely obliterating it for no damn reason. Daredevil, Punisher. Yeah, that sounds about right. The only thing was, I liked the first season of Jessica Jones a lot, but the second season I thought was kind of stinky. But the first one was peak. Really good. I liked that there was, like, this dramatic story going on. Yeah. Yeah, this is true. I don't know, I kind of like the red glasses, because he does have the red glasses in the comic books. And I guess he did technically have the ketchup and mustard suit first, but it's ugly, and I think they need to get rid of it, and bringing it in the first place was a dumb idea. The second one had to do with her sister getting powers. And, like, she goes overboard, and, like, Jessica has to stop her, and they end up fighting, and, yeah. Yeah. And the other thing that I really, really hated, the thing that made me so mad, is I watched She-Hulk. I knew She-Hulk was gonna be shit. I knew. From the very beginning. Like, I had heard everything about it, but I went into it and I was like, I don't care what everyone says, I'm gonna watch this because my boy Daredevil is gonna be in it. And I can't wait to see, like, what they have in store for him. And then Daredevil is getting ready to go crazy in the hallway, and then She-Hulk jumps down from the ceiling and wrecks his shit. And it's like, oh my god. I am gonna throw a brick at you. Stop. It was the worst. And then making him do the walk of shame at the end of the movie. For no damn reason. It's like, I know that show went out of its way to make every man look like a piece of shit, but, like, what did Daredevil do that was so bad that you had to, like, nah, we can't just let him have a respectful walk off. We gotta go ahead and humiliate him as well. I don't get it. Like, he couldn't have just been cool? Right? Like, Matt could do so much better than her. Yeah. Yeah, and it's starting to kill them. Well, that's one of the things that's starting to kill them, I should say. Oh, I felt like I had something to add on here. Oh, yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. She-Hulk is another character they did dirty. Like, She-Hulk is a pretty cool comic book character, but unfortunately, we did not get a pretty cool MCU She-Hulk. Ugh. Like, they could have actually done something really, really, really cool with She-Hulk. They could have done a true, like, legal drama. But according to the people who wrote the show, they wanted to write a legal drama, but they didn't care enough to actually look into court procedure or anything to do with the law. Yeah, it was... And the whole premise of the show is just stupid. Just mind-bogglingly stupid. So, okay. Alright. You're just gonna let the Abomination go out on parole? Oh, wait, the dude that's like a Hulk-level threat that wiped out like half of Harlem, that was flipping over tanks and shit like it was no problem. You're like, alright, we gotta let this dude out on parole. Okay. Alright. What? Yeah. And not even just a regular woman. Like, she was just obnoxious. Like, literally one of the most self-centered characters I have ever seen. Yes, the legal stuff in... I mean, there were some flaws with it, but for the most part, it was pretty good. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that I thought was really dumb while watching She-Hulk was that one scene where Wong comes in, and he's like, oh yeah, I broke out the Abomination so that he could help me train or whatever to become the Sorcerer Supreme. Even though at that point in time, according to the MCU continuity, he was already the Sorcerer Supreme. And on top of that, there's no big trial that he had to do to become the Sorcerer Supreme, because there was no big trial that Doctor Strange had to go through. So you're just changing your own rules here, for one. And for twosies, he just shows up in the next episode not being a fucking, like, wanted fugitive. Okay. Alright. Sure. This makes sense. Someone clearly knows how the law works. Or how the rules of their own universe work. No, that's what they did with, that's what they did with the Marvels. The Marvels was just, alright, we're gonna throw out all of these female superheroes. We're gonna get all of the female MCU fans to come out and see it. And then they were like, wait a minute, the female MCU fans don't care about these characters? Wait, what do you mean? Yeah. And the worst part is, it's supposed to be like a movie for like women, but there's so many better female characters already in your established universe than the ones that you have provided. Like, oh my god. Honestly, I think that title should go to Black Widow. Black Widow was a fantastic movie. And it had cool, interesting characters that we all cared about, who were, like, well developed and thought through. Because I'm gonna be honest, I can't even really tell you what Monica Rambeau's power is. And from everything that I've seen, the MCU just kind of describes it as she can see in different spectrums of light. I don't know how that's a superpower. And I don't know how that makes her able to fly. I have lots of questions that the movie apparently did not answer because people were all asking. It had 3, but only one of them was interesting. You had Captain Marvel, who no one cares about because, like, she's just an unpleasant character. Like, the way she interacts with, like, every other MCU character, besides, like, a handful of them, is like, oh, wow, yeah, you're great. It's funny, because, like, Captain Marvel kinda has toxic masculinity problems, if you think about it. I feel like in every situation she's in, and this is purely off what I saw in Endgame and like what I've seen in clips from Captain Marvel, Like, she just has to show that her dick is bigger than everyone else's. Like, I couldn't imagine Captain America acting like that. Like, unless it was with Tony, because, like, it's been established there's, like, a rivalry there, and there's, like, you know, it makes sense in the context of the universe. Especially after Civil War and shit. Like, I would understand why those two characters would want to constantly be like, my dick is bigger than yours, but with Captain Marvel, it's just like, everyone, at all times. Yeah. I think they tried fixing that in the Marvels, and which gets back to my praise of the movie, which I was going to give actually, is Kamala Khan. I think her name is Aman Vellani. She's really good. Like, I've actually seen her TV show. I thought it was good, and I think she's a good character and puts on, like, you know, a good performance as that character. Like, from now on, when I think of Miss Marvel, I will be thinking of Aman Vellani's interpretation of the character, not like any comic book adaptation or whatever. And that's pretty good. She clearly has, like, charisma and is very passionate about the role, and I thought that's cool, but really? The other ones were just lame. You've got, like, Superman, well, basically Superwoman, I guess, minus the kryptonite problem. And, again, I don't know what Monica Rambeau's power set really is. I'm still confused on that, so, yeah. Gotta say, they probably should have just made a Miss Marvel movie. Yeah. Well, I think the problem is that, like, and I don't know, this could be kinda deep here, but I think what happens is they try to write female characters like they're male characters because they want them to come off very strong. But I think that's incredibly, like, disingenuous to do, because, like, if you truly want a strong female character, then she has to act like a woman, you know? Well, I take that part back. That's not entirely what I was going for, but, like, trying to figure out how to articulate what I'm thinking to make it sound correct. Okay. It should be, like, showing how, like, the female characters are just as strong as male characters, but using their femininity, is that a word? We're gonna roll with it, to, like, show that they're equal, you know? I think that's how I'm trying to put it. Yeah. Well, and to be fair with Captain Marvel, they never stood a chance because they never gave her any weaknesses. They just wanted her to be super OP. So it's like, you can't tell a compelling story when you have Superman, but Superman isn't affected by kryptonite. So I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot there. Honestly, I think that's maybe why Miss Marvel works so well as a character. It's like, she acts like what you would expect a girl of Miss Marvel's age to act like. but she still is, like, strong in her own ways. So, I mean, I'm sure that they need to work with the character some more, but I think they could be off to a good start if they actually, you know, decide to keep it going the way they are with her. Yeah. No, it's funny that, like, the Marvels had to literally come up with some gimmick to where she couldn't use her power. Because the movie would just be over. Yeah, like, I don't know. You know, this is another great example of a comic book female character who is strong in her own way. Oracle, Batgirl. Like, she was never physically as strong as Bruce, but she used, like, a combination of her brain and her tools and, like, learning from Batman, and she still kicked all the bad guys' asses, except for, I guess, the Joker when he shot her in the back. But then she goes and she proves her resourcefulness yet again and becomes Oracle afterwards. And she is just as valuable a member of the team. So, I don't know. I feel like Marvel could take some cues there, and of course, I'll die on my deathbed saying it, Éowyn from Lord of the Rings. The strong female character, the GOAT, the best. Yes, that is exactly what I'm trying to say. Don't try to, like, write her as a male character. Try to have her own, you know, her own strengths, and work with those. Instead of just like, oh, I punch things now, you know? I mean, I guess that works for some. But, like, I don't know. And, like, they did that... Oh, ad break. Okay. Oh, where is this dirty? Ah. Okay. Well, I may have a few more of those to deal with. Whatever. Oh, yeah. No, I can't stand that. Like, the multiple ads. Or, like, when you get a set of ads and then it's like, here's another set of ads. It's like, but I just watched the set of ads. So why are you giving me more? That's why I try to disable pre-rolls. Just terrible. But I was gonna say, like, another kind of example of that I really disliked was, once again, gotta go back to She-Hulk. When she was trying to tell Bruce on how much better she was at, like, controlling her anger than him, and, like, she's just better at being a Hulk than him. It's like, the man had to fight Abomination with the military shooting him, literally coming to kill him. It's like, yeah, I think you gotta throw some respect to Bruce. You ain't no slouch. Oh, nice, you're back. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do going forward. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be very good from what I hear. Yeah, and it's just kind of frustrating, you know? It's like, she really had to overcome nothing as the Hulk? Like, at all? And like, I don't know. I also feel like they robbed the character by not doing, like, the original comic book origin of She-Hulk. She's gotta, like, or she's like a lawyer, right? And she's holding on to some information or fleeing with some information or something about the mafia. And they end up, like, chasing her down, and then they, like, shoot her car up, and it ends up, causing her to crash and, like, fall off into, like, the ocean or something. And, the medical teams end up finding her and, like, taking her in, but she needs a blood transfusion. And the only person who has the right type of blood for her, who's like around at the time, is the Hulk. So he's got to go ahead and give her some of his blood for like a blood transfusion. Like, that would have been way more dramatic than like, oh, I got some of your blood in my cut. Yeah. And the way that they made Intelligentsia, like a bunch of just like incels, was super lame. Honestly, that was just really dumb. They were like making fun of their core audience, like, dudes. It's like nerds, dudes. That's like literally the reason why you're being allowed to make this movie right now. Or this TV show that costs more than most movies do. Honestly, I would be down with that plot line. I would be alright with that. Yeah, moving on very swiftly there. I know that for pretty much everything that we know so far, Karen and Foggy are not gonna make a return. But God, I hope they do. That was like the heart and the soul of the show. You know, the gang, those three. And I feel like it's gonna be really hard to follow up the Daredevil TV show that already happened if you just, like, cut these characters out and pretend that they never existed while having the same dude play more or less the same Daredevil. I think it's gonna end up biting them in the ass. Yeah, that is true. But I mean, it was some spicy drama, probably a little bit of filler, if we're being honest. But that's okay, because it was at least good filler. Yeah, I agree. I feel like she should probably have gone with Foggy, because honestly, she probably deserved a little bit better than Matt. Matt was never really gonna be there for her. because he's off doing Daredevil stuff, and you can't stop that. Exactly, it just depends on how it's done. Like, there wasn't anything super contrived about it, you know? And it was also kind of a fun way for them to, like, to introduce how the crime element is, like, affecting actual citizens. With the whole, the shootout at the apartment complex. Oh yeah, me too. It was by far the most exciting thing. Well, I don't know. I think I may have screamed like a girl a little bit when Tobey Maguire came on stage. It's Tobey, man! The real Spider-Man is here! That was a sweet moment. The last good the last really, really good Spider-Man movie I saw was Spider-Man 3. With Tobey Maguire, and then the new Tom Holland one came out, and it had Tobey Maguire in it, and it was just like, oh, we're back, baby, even if Tom Holland is in it. Yeah, I'm a really good lawyer. I liked that, I do have to say. Even though it was the typical dumb MCU humor, I did enjoy that. You know, I actually pinpointed the time when I got, like, when I was kind of done with the dumb MCU humor, and it was during Shang-Chi. The one lady starts talking, like, oh, to confuse dumb people, I start singing Hotel California. And I was just like, ugh, there's gonna be some part in the movie where she starts singing Hotel California, and it's gonna be a ha 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 hee 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 funny moment. And it happened, and I was just sitting there like, oh God, kill me now. Oh God. I mean, I'm starting to appreciate Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man a little bit more, but Tom Holland's is just despicable. Just the worst. Like, they might as well not even call him Spider-Man. They might as well just call him Iron Man Jr. Yeah, no, that literally is MCU humor. Yeah, like that happened. Or, he's behind me, isn't he? Like, just those dumb one-liners. Like, like, zoinks, man! Like, I don't know. I love Shaggy. Shaggy is like the best. Even before he was a meme, like, Shaggy was always my favorite. How could you not love Casey Kasem? Like, I remember, we'd be in the car, like, driving somewhere when I was a kid, and my mom would have the radio on, and, like, Casey Kasem's Coast to Coast would be on, and I'd be like, oh my God, it sounds like Shaggy! Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Just anytime there's a problem, Spider-Man runs away to ask someone else to fix it. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like I said, though, he's had 3 movies by this point, and in every single movie, instead of with great power comes great responsibility, it's like, alright, I'm just gonna ditch all of this responsibility and go ahead and let someone else deal with it. Doesn't sound like my problem. Like, the first one, he pretty much let Iron Man do all the shit until the end of the movie, when he was like, alright, I really gotta prove I'm Spider-Man, or whatever. Then he went in and, like, beat the Vulture. The second movie, the entire movie was just about Tom Holland being like, I don't think I'm responsible enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give away my glasses to some dude I met at a bar like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, and then shit happens because he made a really fucking stupid decision. And then, the third movie, it's like, oh, I fucked up, so instead of facing the responsibility of my actions, or taking responsibility for my actions, I'm gonna ask Doctor Strange to fuck with everyone's mind. And it causes a huge problem. Yeah, no, it was just the dumbest shit. It was over nothing. Over nothing. Because they act like, oh, well, oh no, Spider-Man's villains could know it was him, but he's Peter Parker. It's like, hey, Marvel, quick question. So who exactly is Tom Holland's villains? The Vulture? Mysterio? Oh, wait, Mysterio is dead? Oh, so what fucking villains are you talking about? Because Spider-Man doesn't really fight that many bad guys in the MCU. So I gotta know. Thanos? Oh, is Thanos gonna know who he is? Oh no. Yeah. It's so, like, I think it's funny that they did the MCU Spider-Man so bad that they literally had to write a Spider-Verse movie to be able to completely rewrite the Spider-Man mythos that they created. When you fucked up so bad, you gotta hit the hard reset button. Good job. Super impressed. And also, further question. So you've already established that all of the good Spider-Man villains, except for Kraven, let's see here. No, I think it's just Kraven. Pretty much all the other good Spider-Man villains do not exist in your universe. There is no Electro in the MCU. There is no Dr. Octopus in the MCU. There is no Green Goblin in the MCU, which is fucking stupid, given that you could do so much with Norman Osborn. But whatever. It's not like Norman Osborn becomes an Avengers-level threat in the comics or anything, and would be a really interesting Avengers movie to make. Yeah, no, it's so dumb. And the fact that Doctor Strange would even do the spell in the first place, knowing how asinine the request is kind of like character assassination a little bit. It's not quite Star Wars, we bent Luke Skywalker over and demonetized the YouTube video. But, I mean, it was bad. Definitely character assassination, like... Yeah, well, the reason that we probably hated the Doctor Strange sequel is because it wasn't a Doctor Strange sequel. It was the America Chavez and Wanda show, or movie. Yeah. And I gotta say, it was so fucking stupid what they did with Scarlet Witch. You just went ahead and took one of your most interesting characters, made her a villain, and killed her off? Okay. I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. And I would also like to point out, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Oh, you can jump through multiverses, huh? Oh, that's a neat power, said fucking no one. Like, let's get real here. They want to put her on the Young Avengers. One, I think that's a really stupid movie idea, and they should just stick trying to make a good Blade movie, because people are gonna be super excited for that shit, and no one's gonna give a shit about the Young Avengers. But why would you put America Chavez on the team? Why? What good is multiverse hopping? Like, in what scenario are you like, oh my god, I really wish someone in the team could hop through multiverses right now? Neat. Cool power, bro. Like, the only scenario that I could see that being useful is if there was a zombie apocalypse. And you know who it helps? Her and whoever she can grab. Right? Exactly. That's the only thing it's good for. Just so lame. Like, really scraping the bottom of the barrel. America Chavez. Pfft. What were they thinking? It's almost like, what were you thinking with the Eternals, too? Like, what another terrible movie. Maybe the problem is they just have too much money for their own good. Like, they were just on such a hot streak that they were like, oh, we couldn't possibly fuck up, so we're gonna do some really risky decisions. Yeah, don't worry. You saved yourself like 2 hours of misery. It is the most god-awfully boring movie. It's like... Now look, I'm gonna say something, and it may not sound very harsh, but let me tell you, if I'm comparing it to this movie, it's harsh. It was almost as boring as the Blair Witch Project. I know, Santa de Maria. I didn't think it could be that boring. Dios mío. Like, I would seriously compare it to that. Yeah, same. The only reason I watch shit after No Way Home is, I used to date this girl, and she had Disney Plus, and she gave me the Disney Plus password, so I was like, okay, alright, sure. I'll watch it. Oh, it's so boring. It's just a bunch of people high, wandering around in the woods going, what was that? It's like you're in the fucking woods, man. Shit moves around in the woods. It's what happens. Have you never been to the fucking woods before? I don't know what to tell you, bro. Yeah, no, it's just, oh, dude, what was that, bro? It was the leaves rustling. because there's probably a squirrel. I actually happen to love the woods, which was another reason that it made me angry. It's because I've been in the woods before. I know what the woods are like. Yes, shit like that, well, just shit moving around. It happens in the woods. If it doesn't happen in the woods, that's when it's scary. Like facts. Oh. There's hints in... Okay. Like what? Because I didn't... I don't know. Maybe I was just so damn bored out of my mind that it slipped on me. Okay. I mean, that seems a little extreme. We're mad at you for... See, but that's probably why you thought it was good. I don't know. I don't know. I would say that maybe I'll have to give it a rewatch, but I don't think I can bring myself to do that. I don't think I have the power, the strength. Alright, you know, if you make a 2-hour YouTube video essay on it, I will watch it. I promise. That actually does sound like something that's up my alley. I love YouTube video essays. On like anything and everything. It's funny you should say 2 hours, because I did recently watch a 2-hour... I think it was about 2 hours, YouTube video essay on Ruby Ridge. And, I've just lost my faith in humanity a little bit after listening to the details of that case. Roblox videos? No. I can't say that I've watched... I'm not that big into Roblox. Like, I watch a lot of historical ones, or like... Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, no, this one was like... It was a depressor from start to finish. Like, this dude, right? He... It's so... I kind of want to just give you the long and the short of it. This dude basically gets jebaited into doing something illegal by the ATF, and it gets the U.S. Marshals called on him. Or wait, no. It gets him arrested. He has to go to court, and then they're like, oh, well, we're going to switch your court date from this day to this day. But instead, it was this third date that he was supposed to show up. It was a clerical error. And then, like, they end up sending the U.S. Marshals after this guy. And they end up shooting his dog. They end up shooting his 14-year-old son in the back. They end up shooting his wife that is holding his, like, newborn baby in her hands, like, in the fucking face. Yeah. Like... And then, the same guy that shoots his wife in the face goes on to shoot a bunch of people in the back at Waco. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the long and the short of it. I mean, there's a few more details, but... The history of the oof? Okay. Actually, it does kind of sound funny. The history of the oof. But yeah. Real depressing shit. And like... Literally the same guy. has not suffered any consequences of murdering all of these people. Just flat out murder. And you can't even be like, oh, well, his orders were shoot to kill, so clearly he was in the right shooting that lady holding a baby in the face. It's like, no. The rules of engagement were, if they were holding a gun, they were allowed to be shot, which is, you know, a little maddening in and of itself, considering their lifestyle, but regardless, a baby is not a gun, so... Yeah, the Waco incident was also insane. There's a lot of parallels. And funnily enough, it's because take a look at who's involved in both of them. The U.S. Marshals and the ATF. Literally the same fucking people. Well, see, that's the thing. The state of Idaho tried making this sniper face consequences. They tried taking him to court. But the federal government was like, we're not going to press charges on this guy. So yeah, you can thank the federal government for letting that piece of shit go on to live a happy life. Yeah, the ATF is pretty fucking horrible. Yep. Dropped the charges against him several times. But, like, literally, both of those... Now, Koresh, I think David Koresh, that's his name, I think. I would not go around saying that he was the greatest guy to have ever lived. I wouldn't say that about the other guy either, because they were some colorful people. But at least in the Ruby Ridge guys... in his favor, I'll at least say that a lot of the shit that they're saying about him, that he was like a racist, I guess, we'll say that instead of saying the group that they were alleging that he was a part of. But yeah, they claim that he was part of this racist group or whatever. And it's like, but that's just not the truth, though. He was never a member. The only reason that comes up is because he did like some odd jobs to make money for his family for some of the guys that were in this bad organization. It's not like he himself was a part of it. And like anything other than that is just hearsay. Or purposeful character assassination to try making him look like a real big piece of shit. Oh, sorry. I was just saying that there's a lot of parallels between Ruby Ridge and Waco. Like, not just because, like, the same people were involved, but, like, I was saying, more or less, both of these people, whose, I guess we'll say people for a lack of a better term. You're unlocking a lot of my redeems? What? Oh, okay. I got you. Oh yeah, I got some real good ones on there. Well, I mean, just keep smashing that chest icon and you'll be able to redeem them all soon enough. But yeah, honestly, both David Koresh and, I forget his name. I think his name was Tom, maybe? No, his name wasn't Tom. I think his name was Randy. Anyway, regardless, they were both incredibly reasonable with the ATF. incredibly reasonable. Like, Koresh was like, alright, you want to take a look at my guns? You can come in and take a look at them. No problem, that's fine. No problem here, pal. Do whatever you'd like. And they're just like, we're gonna come back later. It's kind of like, have you ever seen The Fairly Odd Parents? The ATF was kind of Timmy's dad, and Koresh was kind of Mr. Dinkelberg. Dinkelberg. It's just like, hey neighbor, you can come in and take a look if you like. There's no problem with that. Or like Homer and Flanders, like that kind of is what's going on there, a little bit. Except for Koresh was kind of a nasty, nasty man. But you know what? Technically, despite the fact that what he did was incredibly nasty, it was legal. Just very nasty. I want to say he married like a 16-year-old or something when he was like in his 20s. Again, very nasty, but the way in which he did it in the state of Texas, it was legal. Nasty, but legal. Yeah. So like I said, he's not exactly a great dude, but he's no monster. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't entirely say that either, but it's because he got like approval from the parents, and yeah. Hey, Slicks. You're getting sick? Hello there. Goodbye there. Well, I hope you get better, Slicks. What sickness are you down with? Ooh, wah, ah, ah, ah. Just cold? Ah, gotcha. Not the Rona? Alright, I'm working on it, Slicks. We're actually very close. The last one is gonna be like this temple, I think. So, I'll tell you when I get there. Oh yeah, go ahead and get those Toby Man dances in the chat. Maybe even a stupid sexy Flanders? Oh, Batman, that's okay. Alright, I do like Batman. Yeah, you work it, Hank. Oh, you like my, turn bad for what emoji? It's one of my faves. I saw that and, like, cried laughing and was like, yes. Yes, this is going to be one of my emotes. I wanted to get one that was like, you stink loser or trash, but thank you. Alright, good night, Slicks. I hope you get better. I mean, I kind of wanted to do voice acting for like a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like I just don't have the time or the proper recording space to be able to do it anymore. It's just not as quiet where I live anymore. Yeah, King of the Hill is probably one of my like favorite animated shows of all time. It's just one of those ones that you watched as a kid and you're like, I don't really get this, but then you re-watch it as an adult and it's like, oh my god, this is so funny. Yeah, well, problem is my my closet is absolutely packed with vinyl right now, so there's not a whole lot of room. Well, that and a turntable. So that's not even like a turntable I use. It's like a fucked up turntable. But I keep it because there's like a cassette player. Yeah. I keep trying to tell the turntable, it's 2024, he can come out, but I guess he's more comfortable. I just don't have room for it anywhere else, and it's not anything I ever use. So I could, you know, but it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I spent, do I have the receipt in here with me? No, I don't have the receipt in here with me, but I spent a lot of money on vinyl today. Oh, nice. My car was like the last year to like come out with a CD player still in it, so I got lucky. CDs are so good though, like sometimes Spotify just wants to be really annoying and doesn't want to play like anything. It's like, oh, I don't have internet connection, but I'm trying to ask you to play downloaded music. I don't have internet connection. So when that happens, I go and I whip out my my Nevermind album on CD and listen to that. Okay, nice. I forgot about CD books. Crazy. Yeah. I've noticed that, like, there's always one or two songs that, like, always want to play, no matter what. YouTube music, too many ads. I've got premium, so I don't get the ads, but yeah, I don't like that about YouTube. I want to listen to my music uninterrupted. Ooh, nice. That's awesome. I have it because my dad likes Spotify and I'm on the family plan. Okay. The only thing about Spotify that YouTube does have, like, over it is that YouTube actually has some, like, some rare shit that you just can't find on Spotify. Like, yeah, right, or just, like, super obscure old stuff. Like, I've got this album, it's called Closer to Heaven by Holy Mackerel. And it was just like this super rare album that was recorded in the 70s, but it wasn't released until the 90s. Is that dirty? I think it is. But anyway, you can't find that on Spotify because it's like on some weird label and just, you know, never made it very big. Or there's another one I listen to called Hydra. It's a super cool Capricorn artist. Yeah. Or like certain songs you can't find on Spotify. Like there's a DMX song I really like called Pump Ya Fist. You can't find that on Spotify. Capricorn, yeah. It's a record label. My star sign, I'm a Gemini. But yeah, like Capricorn is like Allman Brothers. It's like the same label that they're on. Or who else is on Capricorn? Captain Beyond is on Capricorn. All of like Dwayne's side projects are on Capricorn. Yeah, it's a good label. Hydra. Well, I think Hydra was the reason I brought up Capricorn in the first place, but yeah. Oh my god, I almost forgot. I got this really cool album. It's super rare. I want to say like a US copy of the album goes for over $100. But I got The Simpsons Sing the Blues. And it's like Nancy Cartwright and I think Dan Costella. And they sing in character like old blues songs with like blues musicians. It's really cool. Your motive. Okay, a 20-second song that's super catchy, huh? That's strange. Oh no. I still gotta listen to that Simpsons Sing the Blues. I don't know what it's like yet. I did listen to my music inspired by Lord of the Rings album, though. I gotta say, my favorite song off of that album was The House of Elrond. Oh, okay. That's weird. It's kind of like oh no, what is it? Just Like Heaven? Yeah. It's like oh no, what's the band's name called? Not The Cure. Because they're the ones that originally did it. Dinosaur Jr. Okay, yes. So this band called Dinosaur Jr. did this cover of a Cure song called Just Like Heaven. And the only like recorded track of that like cuts off like halfway through the song. Because it like ran out of tape or something, and you just never get to hear the end of the song, ever. And it apparently was the best one they ever did, so they used that take and got rid of all the other ones. Okay, then you might like The Cure then. They're kind of like 80s No, you don't like The Cure? Oh, I like The Cure. I think they're really good. Robert Smith is really cool. No, it's fine. But, like, The Cure is pretty 80s, though. I thought you would have liked them. Ah, okay. Well, they're good. I like them. What bands do you, the Smiths? Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge Smiths fan. Like, I respect it. Like, I know if someone was to, like, show off their Smiths album, I'd be like, oh, that's cool, you know? It's like, that's a rare album. But I would never get it for myself. Okay, alright. Fair enough. So, what are some of your favorite songs, then? Anything I would know? And keep in mind, I do know a lot. Like, I used to work at a record store, so if it's from the 80s, there's a good chance I might know who it is. There we go. Keel. Okay, that must just be this shit. Okay. Dire Straits is cool, I like them. I think Mark Knopfler's pretty underrated. I think that's his name. I'm gonna look like a fool if Mark Knopfler is not his name. Well, which Dire Straits songs do you like? Because I feel like Dire Straits can be, like, very different depending on the album and the song. Like, you know, you've got Money for Nothing, but then, like, Money for Nothing is super different from, like, Sultans of Swing, or, like, Romeo and Juliet, or something like that. I'm into, like, everything, gotta be honest, except for maybe, like classical, or, like, country music. Walk of Life? Oh, okay, Walk of Life is great. You like Steve Winwood? Yes! This makes me so happy! I love to hear people giving Steve Winwood some credit. He's fucking incredible. And he's just disgustingly underrated. He's so good. Like, now, I know this is probably not what came to your mind when you thought of Steve Winwood, but Traffic is just so good. Such an incredible band. But I also really like some of his solo stuff, like the album Taken Back the Night is really good. I think it's Back in the High Life Again. That's a great album. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the That's the big song off of Back in the High Life again. Wow. All right. Oh, you see a chance. I don't know if I know that one or not. The boat's done already, I know. I'm too goated at... Wait a minute. Are we cleaning the Walter White meth van? Oh, jeez. Oh, I gotta stand up. My back is hurting. Oh my god, it is the Walter White meth van. What? Oh. 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 Alright. This is fine. This is normal. I think it's a UGO, an unidentified grounded object. But yes. I mean, I cleaned off this statue one time and like laser beams shot out of his eyes. This is kind of crazy. I mean, I already was pressure washing in space. Or, I'm sorry, pressure washing in space! I had to clean, like, the Mars rover. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, you really gotta give it that, the Futurama dude voice, you know, the "Welcome to the world of tomorrow," like that. You know, you really gotta sell it when you're talking about space. Wow, you know, I don't think this is gonna take too long. Like, this is all coming off really easily. It's not very big. Winky face. I think we should be able to finish this within the half hour. What'd you forget? I cannot say I am familiar. What songs have they done? Maybe it's one of those things where it's like I would recognize the song, but not the band. They're more whimsy. Okay. Oh, you know who you should listen to? You would probably really like them. Always. Doesn't sound familiar, but then again, maybe it's just because it's like one word, you know. But you should check out this band called Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum. I think you'd like them a lot. They're a very 80s sounding band, a lot of synth. Yeah, Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum. And follow-up question is, are you a fan of Dexter, the TV show, with the serial killer that goes around killing bad people? Are you a fan of that show? You haven't? Oh, okay. Because I was going to go ahead and say, if you were, then Dexter is literally the lead singer of that band, Michael C. Hall. It's his band. I think I just randomly came across Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum, and I was like, wait a minute, Michael C. Hall is the lead singer? That's fucking crazy. Oh, all of those are so good, except for maybe Game of Thrones, because I haven't seen that one either. But the rest of them, Hannibal, Dexter, Breaking Bad, those were all, like, top notch. Yeah, it's so cool to see, like, they're, like, multi-talented. And he's got a great voice and, like, a really cool direction for the band. So, like, I gotta give Michael C. Hall a lot of props there on Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum. David Bowie was also kind of like that. The man could act. Like, I don't know if you saw... Probably not, because it's an 80s movie about puppets. But I saw it, Labyrinth. That was an amazing movie. Like, it's cheesy, it's campy, it's like everything you would expect from a Jim Henson movie, but like David Bowie is in it, and it's amazing. He plays like the Goblin King or something, and he ends up taking the main character's baby brother away, and she's got to like go through the labyrinth to get him back. Oh, okay. Well, the guy who made Jim Henson, the guy who made Dark Crystal, made Labyrinth. You gotta watch it. It's so good. It was on Netflix not too long ago. Or actually, no, I am so sorry. It was a long-ass time ago. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. I talked to my ex about this. Yeah, it's been a while, yeah. Guess it wasn't just yesterday. This and this are the same thing. Okay. This is going to be so confusing to figure out, like, what is what. But yeah, cannot recommend... Oh. Oh, nice. It's only 3, okay. Oh, is this part of it? I'm so confused. Suffocation by Crystal Castles. Huh. You know what? I'll give it a listen. I always like listening to new music. I've been listening to a lot of, oh, something I gotta look at later. Some Discogs thing. Here we go. Oh, there's 2. Suffocation. I guess I'll just go for the first one. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, I missed. Give me a sec. And Pastel Ghost. Okay. Well, I added Suffocation to my playlist, so I will give that a listen. There we go. This is so confusing just to figure out, like, what is what. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of, like, Polyphia recently. and Sweet Cambodia. I know you probably don't know who Sweet Cambodia is. You probably know who Polyphia is, though. Sweet Cambodia is like this like kind of small band, but they're so good. Like, they're amazing. Nightmare on the Avenue is like one of my favorite songs by them. You know what? I doubt they're on any major label. So, I'm actually going to play for you a little bit of Nightmare on the Avenue. Because there's no way I can get in trouble for this. Absolutely zero. I gotta go for the OG version of Nightmare on the Avenue. Because they came out with a newer version, and I like it, but I don't like it as much as this one, the OG. Can you hear it? Sorry, I'm trying to take off my earphones and adjust this. Okay, but yeah, I won't play the entire thing, but yeah, it's so good. They're so awesome. I've seen them live. They did like I got like free tickets to a show. I think they may have even been the ones that handed them out to me, or... No, it was the guys from a band called Felicity. But, yeah. Yeah, they have such a good energy to them, especially live. Like, they're kind of crazy. I know, me too. I haven't been to a concert, and I couldn't tell you how long. But yeah, Sweet Cambodia is absolutely a good show. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they'll ever be touring around you or not, but so good. Oh! Or like, I should probably see Seether again sometime. I was gonna see Seether like a while back, but the person I was going with like kind of bailed, so I didn't end up going. True. Yeah, that too. The only reason I like found out about Sweet Cambodia was, like I said, I was going, or even better, I was going to another concert called Earth Day Birthday, and like literally one of the bands was just outside like, we have been given tickets to give away. You can have these tickets for free if you want them. Just show up. And I was like, yeah, I'll take 2. Such a good show. See, I'm very lucky, you know, being in Orlando, Like, there's a lot of good shows that come through here, and we've got a lot of cool venues like the Dr. Phillips Center and House of Blues downtown in downtown Disney. Yeah, that honestly, that's the big reason that I haven't gone to a show recently. It's just like, who would I go with, you know? Well, actually, I probably do have someone I can drag along now. Well, I mean, if she's not busy, I guess, but... Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to find people to go with. I don't know. And I'm also just like a big music guy, and like I meet very few people who are into music the way I'm into music, so... Yeah, that's probably a smart idea, to not go to the bar by yourself. It's just not a good idea. I don't know, maybe it's also because I watch too many true crime shows and I'm just paranoid as fuck. But then again, you know what they say, you're not paranoid if they are out to get you. Okay. I'm sure Dallas has to have a really good music scene. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, there's 3 states that are kind of the... 4 states that are kind of the GOAT when it comes to music in the United States. One of them is Florida, one of them is California, one of them is Washington, and one of them is New York. Like, those are the big music spots. But I mean, I'm sure like Texas has some good stuff too. Like, I know Polyphia's from Texas. They're also considered math rock. What math rock is, I don't know, but Polyphia is math rock. Oh, nice. So, really? Okay. Didn't know that. From Corpus? I don't know them. Oh. I mean, yeah, you just gotta go out and find them. You could have found Polyphia. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. I want to say there's someone else who's from Texas, but I can't... Oh! I know who it is. Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's from Texas, but he's also big dead. Unfortunately. Rip Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm a huge blues nut, so... like... Yeah, well, he made the one mistake every rock star should never make, and that's you don't get on a plane or a helicopter. or a boat. You just don't go near water, and you don't go on a plane. Because that's just like a really good way to get yourself killed if you're a rock star. Or just a musician in general. And you know what? I'm gonna say it's a modern thing too, because while Juice WRLD was not on the plane when he died, he was in the airport. That's plane adjacent. Yeah, I don't get what it is. Like, I can name several off the top of my head that have died in a helicopter or a plane crash. You've got the Skinnerd Boys, you've got Jim Croce, you've got Stevie Ray Vaughan, you've got Otis Redding, you've got, it was plane adjacent. The Perkies just knew he was in the airport. Let's see here. Who else? You got all the guys like the Big Bopper that died on that plane crash that American Pie was written about. Alright, fine. I suppose you're technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. Yeah, that was the one with the Big Bopper. You know, funny, well, yeah, no, I'm gonna say it's a funny story. So Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that airplane, but he let someone else take his seat because they were feeling kind of sick, so they wanted to get there faster or whatever. And Waylon Jennings was like, alright, I hope the plane goes down. Long story short, the plane went down. Yeah, and that's why Waylon Jennings got to live as long as he did, is because he gave up his seat to someone else on that plane with Richie Valens and the Big Bopper and all of them. The one that I thought that was super disturbing, though, was the, I know. That's why they called it The Day the Music Died. But the one I found to be really disturbing was, Otis Redding. He was like this soul singer. Had an amazing voice. Put out some really good albums. But like, I don't know if he just died so early that people didn't give a shit in the media, but like, they have pictures, like literal pictures of them pulling his body with like no sheet on it whatsoever, just his dead body out of the wreckage, and that was just like in newspapers and shit. I just thought that was like super disturbing, super tone deaf. Just like gawking at the man's dead body, like holy shit. That's kind of fucked up. Hey, little Timmy, can you get me the paper? Daddy, why are they playing claw machine with that man? Like, not to mention that, like, on top of this, his family are, like, Oh my god. That's the dude I love. That's just super fucked up. Yeah, and the only reason I know about that is because they have, like, some of the newspapers in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. I went there, like, a long-ass time ago. And yeah, that was just one of the things they had on display. I mean, I guess fair enough. It's like, it's a pretty big moment, I guess. It depends on, I mean, I like museums, but it's got to be an interesting museum. It can't be a lame-ass museum, you know? Or, I guess lame-ass isn't the right terminology, I guess. But, like, just shit that I'm not interested in, you know? Because there's plenty of museums out there, it's like, I'm sure it's gotta mean something to somebody, but I just don't care. Oh, okay, well, I hope you feel better. Maybe try taking some Tums or something. Or like Pepto-Bismol. That's always my go-to. My favorite museums, I have to say, are like war museums. Especially the ones where they're like, this is the tanks. Nice. Science museums? I would say, for me, personally, it has to depend on, like, what kind of science is going on. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if it's just, like, a bunch of rocks, it's just not compelling. Science stuff? Oh, yeah, science stuff is cool. Or space stuff, I should say, sorry. Space stuff is always cool. Ooh, okay. You know, it's funny, I live in Florida, but I've never been to the Kennedy Space Center. Not once. Not even like field trip or like just, oh, one weekend, this is where we're gonna go. Never been. It's probably really cool. I should steal a space shuttle. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll be like that dude, the Sky King, who ended up stealing that, like, jet airliner. Except for I'm not gonna crash the spaceship if I can help it. Oh no! Not fair. But yeah, definitely, like, history museums are my favorite. Like, just seeing some shit and it's like, oh, this belonged to, like, this dude. It's like, whoa. This dude was so cool. I really respect this dude. Or, wow, this dude was a real piece of shit. I can't believe I'm taking a look at something that belonged to this garbage individual, you know? Oh my god. Speaking of some bullshit that belonged to this really garbage individual, I was in London in this World War II museum, and they had, like, I don't know how better to fucking describe it, but it was like these pictures of Hitler, and they're like beauty shots of him, like he's posing, like he's like this fucking Instagram girl. It's like, what in the fuck is this? Like, fuck you, buddy. Thinking you look all cute? Yeah, I went a while back. I mean, I could see it. That's more or less how he got going. He used the whole work party platform and oh yeah, we're gonna bring all of this socialist change and yeah. Just posing as a populist party, basically. Oh, here's an interesting fun fact for you. Nice little World War II fun fact. Or, yeah, no, I guess it's World War II. Fanta is actually a Nazi soda. They couldn't get Coke during the war, so they had to go and make their own, and that's where Fanta came from. And years later, Coke would go in and buy them out. Yep, Fanta. You'll never look at it the same way again. I mean, it tastes good. I'm not, like, in love with Fanta, but it's not bad. Probably made by some bad people, but tastes good. But yeah, there's your cursed knowledge for the week. Now if you ever see anyone drinking a Fanta in public, you can be like, Nazi! Nazi! Please, don't do that. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I think, yeah, pretty much. I think Indiana Jones summed it up the best. Ah, Nazis, I hate those guys. Oh, I love Indiana Jones. Well, all the only 3 Indiana Jones movies that exist. Those are the ones that I like. I really liked London. It's a very different experience. It's like New York, but instead of it being filled with a bunch of people who are in a hurry to go everywhere, and some of them are kind of rude, which I do have to say, for the most part in New York, I didn't meet a whole lot of rude people, but everyone is super nice. It's kind of rainy. I like the rain, so I thought it was nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love the English accent. It's like my favorite. Honestly, that was... I don't remember what the context of this was, but, like, we had, like, got off the plane, and this, like, I guess their version of TSA or whatever, agent was asking me something, was like, oh, what are you trying to achieve? Or something. And I was just sitting there like, I like your accent. I mean, I really could just sit there and listen to, like, someone with an English accent just sit there and talk for, like, hours and hours. I mean, it also didn't help that she was pretty, you know. I can't quite do that, but, like, I can listen to someone's accent and be like, no, you're not English, you're, like, from Australia, or, like, no, you're from South Africa. Like, I can kind of do that. Though I do have to say, New Zealand is kind of hard. It's weird. A lot of Black Mirror? Okay. You know, it's funny, because you think that people from New Zealand would sound very similar to people from Australia. But from my experience, people from New Zealand sound more like they're from South Africa than Australia. It's very bizarre. I used to stream with this guy from New Zealand. I haven't seen him in a while, but yeah. And again, I swore he was from South Africa when we started talking. He was like, no, New Zealand. I was like, oh shit, okay, alright. Whatever you say. I really should do another Risk of Rain stream here soon. They always do well. I have fun with them. I like doing multiplayer with people on them. And they do well YouTube-wise, too. So... yeah. Yeah, it's great. The soup. I feel like he said something like that. Or like just the way they like hold on to the S. I think is kind of funny. Or like spooky. I can't even do it. Cause like my gamer tag on Risk of Rain is Spooky Gamer 69420. Oh, you're back. Wonderful. But yeah, like I was saying, my gamer tag on Risk of Rain is Spooky Gamer 69420. And so he would call me Spooky, and just the way he said it was always funny. Just because of how they hold on to the S. Oh, I thank you. I used to play a lot of horror games, so that's where that comes from. And then of course I just threw in the 69420 for the ha 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 he he he's. My favorite horror game? Ooh. There's so many answers running through my head right now. Oh no. Yeah, I've played a bit more macho horror games than FNAF. Like, I've played Outlast. Outlast may have been one of the fucking scariest games that I have ever played. There's just something that is so fucking horrifying about these two psychotic naked dudes just chasing you around. But I love that one, and Resident Evil 2, the remake. Oh, mwah! Masterpiece. Oh, Outlast is fucking terrifying, man. I'll tell you that much. Terrifying. I even played through the second one, and the second one was terrifying, too. Let's see here. What's another one? Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Oh my god. That, I think, has to be the answer. That's my favorite. Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Because that's what really got me into horror games. Like watching PewDiePie back in the day go through, you know, share mode activate. Boop. You know. How's it going, bros? Not a big PewDiePie fan? Well, he was the shit back in 2013, so 2012, 2013, so I don't know. He was just in the zeitgeist. You couldn't escape him. And obviously, I was more of a Jacksepticeye fan. Fair enough. But, you know, like, just at that time, you know, that's who it was. He was the dude. And, like, yeah. Because I want to say it, like, before this, like, when I was watching PewDiePie, that was probably before Jacksepticeye was even, like, a mildly big YouTuber. But that's the fun, though, you know? Getting a little scared of it. Let's see. What other horror games do I like? Honestly, this is an underrated choice. Soma. Soma is a fun game. It's made by the same people who made Amnesia: The Dark Descent, so maybe there's a little bit of nostalgia in there. Wait, which one is scary? Oh, just horror games in general. Gotcha. Yeah, you know? But you gotta prove you can do it better than all those chumps in the horror movies that, like, you know, do something really stupid and get themselves killed, and you're like, you're a fucking idiot, bro. If you had just jumped through the window, you would have been all good. What other ones have I played? I've played, like, some of those, like, Man of Medan, which was meh. I don't remember. I played a lot for, like, all of them? No, I unfortunately have not played all of the Resident Evils. I played a bit of the first one, like the OG game. I have beaten Resident Evil 2, the remake, to completion 100%. I played the demo of the third one, but I've never played the actual game. Fourth one I've never played anything on, which I know everyone is screaming at me right now because it's widely regarded as the best Resident Evil game to have ever been made. Never played the 5th, 6th, I played a little bit of the 7th, but I don't know, I just kind of sucked at it when I first started, and I kind of quit, so, yeah. And I haven't played the 8th one, or 0. And I played the demo for Revelations 2, but I haven't done anything with Revelations 1. Silent Hill? I've never played a Silent Hill game, like, at all. I think I watched through PewDiePie play, like, the first Silent Hill, like, a long time ago. And I thought it was a really cool game, with a lot of really cool concepts, but I've never played it for myself. Are the movies any good? Haven't watched the movies? I've watched some of the Resident Evil ones, and let me just tell you, what I cannot believe they made my girl Jill a bad guy. Oh. Didn't like that. Was not happy. That's my lady. You can't do that to her. You've been craving a good horror movie? Okay, well, don't watch Night Swim. Night Swim is a terrible horror movie. Well, unless you want to watch a really bad one and laugh at it, then you can watch that one. The very first Resident? I don't remember the very first one. What happened in that one? Is that the one where she gets her white dress and she keeps waking up in the room and she's got to, like, jump through the lasers and they keep shooting her? Because that one was pretty good. It did, yeah. I went to see it in the theaters. That's why it was on my mind. Yeah, it was a pretty laughable movie. Wait, what? Wave pulse tractor units. What? Oh. Yeah, the lasers. Whoa. Hey, get back here. You didn't pay! Ah, well, looks like we're not getting paid today. Very sad. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching and chatting with me, Marvelous. I really appreciate it. But I think I'm gonna have to cut it short here, because it's been 2 hours. I'm kind of tired. I guess they were in the ship the whole time, like one of those drive-through car washes. I guess. I'm just impressed that our little pressure washer got out all of those, like all of that inner space junk that got all over that spaceship. But yeah, thank you to the YouTube crowd as well, who's gonna like and subscribe, goddammit. I'm going to buy out all of this shit here, and then we're gonna call it an episode. Oh yeah. Jeff motherfucking Bezos over here. Minus all the marital issues, of course. Oh. I'm poor again. Damn it, just like Jeff Bezos after his wife left him. Oh, I'm just kidding. Man, even after his wife left, still has more money than the small country. Anyway. Because, why not? Bezos. 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 Alright. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.